Here are my thoughts on the Victoria's Secret Cherry on Top collection. Victoria's Secret Cherry Bite is a fruity cherry with a very woody amber and powdery white florals. At the first spray, I'm definitely getting a juicy cherry, not particularly medicinal, but also not very sweet. The amber gives this a sort of dry, resinous undertone that's slightly sour and very woody. As it dries, it becomes more powdery and floral, more white floral to be exact. I'm not surprised that jasmine is a listed note here. It's not too sharp or strong, but for sure it takes cherry bite into a more warm floral direction instead of the fruity floral that I was expecting. The amber comes back in the dry down, making it more sharp and medicinal, also going into that cloud, Bakarat Rouge, Cheirosa 68 into the stars territory. This isn't bad, but not something I would gravitate towards. I rate this fruity woody a 6 out of 10. As always, let's do some cherry body mist comparisons. Comment below if you want me to rank all my cherry body mists from most to least favorite. Victoria's Secret Cherry Desire is more fruity and juicy. Bath & Body Works Old Cherry has a deeper cherry with a magnolia that makes it creamier, sweeter, and smoother. Bath & Body Works Sweetheart Cherry starts out more juicy, but the pistachio vanilla dry down makes it more nutty and gourmand. Victoria's Secret Pink Rocket Pop is a more fruity mix of sour cherry and lemon juice. I only have the lotion, but Bath & Body Works Black Cherry Merlot is more syrupy and deep. Victoria's Secret Cherry Milkshake is a bold cherry that becomes more gourmand as it leans into marshmallow. It opens with a heavy dark cherry that's slightly bitter and medicinal. As it dries, it becomes more relaxed. The cherry subsides, and there is a fluffy marshmallow that emerges. This fragrance becomes more sweet, more creamy, more playful. It dries down more sugary and vanilla. Cherry Milkshake is not a very milky fragrance. The milk has more of a general cream quality that makes it less dense and more airy. This demonstrates why it's important to try fragrances on your skin and to also give them a chance to dry down before making a judgment. I did not like the opening, but the creamy marshmallow changed my opinion. I rate this gourmand a 7 out of 10. Victoria's Secret Cherry Desire opens with a more juicy, bright cherry and lacks the creaminess of cherry milkshake. Bath & Body Works Eau Cherry is more floral. Bath & Body Works Sweetheart Cherry is more sharp and nutty and not as creamy. If you like one, I think you'll like the other. Victoria's Secret Pink Rocket Pop is more juicy and sour, completely different. Bath & Body Works Black Cherry Merlot is more medicinal and dark. Victoria's Secret Forbidden Cherry is a very sweet, sugary cherry with dark but subtle florals. For me, this was love at first spray. It opens with a dark, syrupy, sexy cherry that somehow avoids that medicinal bitterness that I do not like about cherry fragrances. As it dries, the cherry mostly goes away, but it leaves behind this syrupiness that kind of gives the florals a dark, witchy quality. Speaking of the florals, it's hard to pinpoint what the floral note is. It's listed on the website as vanilla orchid, which makes sense, I guess, but I don't think Forbidden Cherry smells vanilla at all. The dry down is definitely warm, perhaps slightly solar in the way it intensifies, but I can't detect any woodiness. This is backup worthy for me for sure. I rate this fruity floral an 8.5 out of 10. Victoria's Secret Cherry Desire is juicier and more woody. Bath & Body Works Eau Cherry is more sour and fruity. Bath & Body Works Sweetheart Cherry is not as fruity and is more vanilla. Victoria's Secret Pink Rocket Pop is way more tart, completely different. Bath & Body Works Black Cherry Merlot is more medicinal, dry, and not as sweet. Here are my perfume layering combos for the Victoria's Secret Cherry on Top collection. The first layering combo with Victoria's Secret Cherry Bite has got to be the Find Me Barbie. This is a cherry strawberry dragon fruit blend with some florals. They really marry well together because they have similar vibes. Another great combo would be Oksha times Paul Reacts Miss Girl. These two are very similar. Miss Girl is a combination of the Bakarat Rouge dupes and cherry. So these are quite similar in scent. A third combo for Cherry Bright is Fleur Strawberry Leather. This is more of a strawberry fragrance. It has like that amber and just that kind of like mossiness vibe. So these are going to pair very well together when you add that cherry. The first thing that came in mind for cherry milkshake was Glossier You Rev. It has an almond buttercream that just pairs so well with cherry milkshake. The cherry with the almond and the creaminess with the kind of slightly gourmand milkiness, beautiful together. Another great combo would be Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. This one is more of a marshmallow forward scent, but you add that cherry, you add that gourmand, they have really similar vibes and they have that fluffy, beautiful airiness. The third combo for cherry milkshake is Philosophy Fresh Cream, which I think of as a blank slate type of perfume. It's a very kind of bare cream. You add a beautiful cherry milkshake and it makes it just a more elevated gourmand. For Forbidden Cherry, the first thing that came to mind was Kate Spade New York Sparkle. This is a blackberry with creme brulee. They don't have the same notes, but they have just nice vibes together. Another great combo would be Donna Born in Roma, Extra Dose Le Parfum. This one is just a beautiful, sexy vibe. Again, they don't share similar notes, but they have that similar vibe that is just sexy and deep. The third combo is Victoria's Secret Wicked Perfume. This one is a brown sugar vanilla blend that is kind of a clean slate in the way that you can add the cherry from Forbidden Cherry. You get that same witchy vibe. You get that same deep, sultry, sexy perfume. Let's rank these from my most to least favorite. First place is Victoria's Secret Forbidden Cherry. This is such a perfumey, sexy perfume like body mist. It's witchy, it's dark, it's mysterious. It's going to be beautiful in the fall. Has such a beautiful sweetness. I'm so happy the cherry was not overwhelming. Love, love, love. Second place is Cherry Milkshake. It started out very dark, not my type of fragrance, but the dry down is so beautiful. Marshmallow to me is something that can be very hard to capture in fragrances, but they did a good job of nailing down that creaminess and that like kind of like fluffiness in the marshmallow. Last place is Cherry Bite. You know I'm not a big cherry person. This is probably the most cherry out of the three. I will say that the longevity for this is pretty good. As someone who doesn't typically like cherry fragrances, I believe that Cherry on Top is one of this year's best collections from Victoria's Secret. They managed to release three unique fragrances without that bitter, medicinal, artificial vibe that I get from most cherry scents. This collection is why it's important for me to review fragrances with notes that I don't like. I don't like cherry, but had I skipped this collection, I would have missed out on some great scents. If you watch my content, remember that we will not always like the same things. I will never lie or hold back on a negative review because at the end of the day, it's just my opinion. And it's never going to be more accurate than yours. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I am Pearl Denise and this is Beauty Body Pearl.